What has been the convention? Over the years, people have come to school there, and these people have gone to the system with specific laid down rules and regulations that they've used to govern the school all this while, and nothing has happened. We had not received any complaints for some time now, not until this time. My problem is that if we don't take care and we try to just bend the rules a little, a time will come we may not be able to meet the demands. People that will come with said demands will not be able to meet, because then we'll want to please everybody halfway somehow, or we'll try to give everybody access to education because the person has this religion or sect or belong to this sect or religion, and this is the way they want to behave or dress, or the way they want to conduct themselves. We have to allow them to be in the system. I don't think that can be a very good thing for us to start at all as a nation. So for me, I have my own personal issues, and as much as we want to help children, I want to help these young people grow through education. We have to also help them we have to polish them. We have to mold them to become very good citizens and conduct themselves well as citizens of Ghana. And that's my position. A time will come, it will cause a serious problem to the nation if we don't address this well. That is why I believe that as a nation, we have Ghana Education Service had their own standards, rules, and in governing senior secondary institutions or senior secondary schools. So they should follow through. They should not be influenced by any sect or any religion. They have their own. They should go by what they have, and they should not accept these things to happen now for the sake of tomorrow, so that we will not have any proliferation of these things coming up in the near future.
You see, I don't have any problem with anybody being a Rastafarian, but in as much as we would want to train our people and our kids learn from each other, I don't find anything wrong with the dread or the locks that anybody do have. But in as much as we are training them in an institution where we would want to give them guidance, where we would want to give them a certain training that would equip them for the future, that they would not unduly expose themselves and others onto copying blindly. I believe we must abide by the rules and regulations the schools will prescribe. And I sincerely believe that Achimota and any other school is trying to insist on that. In as much as we are doing that, does not mean necessarily that we want to deny anybody of that person's creed, color, religion, or any sort of association that the person would want to have. Let us be emphatic on that. I believe that they must abide by those rules. Otherwise, this is the first test of anybody trying to get into an institution of training. So if you cannot abide by the first rules and regulations that the school set or the institution set, it will become very difficult for you.
Even when the regulation is against the religion and the culture?
No, you see, the regulations cannot be, and in any case, I mean, we as a country are training people, and in as much as you are under the age of 18, presumably, you do not necessarily dictate the pace upon which you would want to then go. The student or the pupil is under the age of 18, and I believe the person must subject him or herself to the rules and regulations of the school. Secondly, the rate at which we are opening up everything for rights, I believe we will get to a stage that we might at the end of the day throw everything to caution, and that will create a bit of a problem. Let us abide by some of the rules and regulations that we have, because we are going to expose him to other individuals. Now the person talks about his or her hair or his or her dressing as a means of religion and as a means of culture and as a means of belief, and that he should be allowed to go in with that. However, the person gets in, maybe they have a different way that they would want to cook their food and eat. Are they then going to then insist, now that I'm here, let me also have a different way? I don't eat with people, so let me go and hide in some way. Let the collectivity that we would want to bring about, the communal living that we teach our people, be emphatic here. Let them agree by the rules and regulations of the school. If they can, in any way, also trim it down, keep it well kept, neat, so that it doesn't offend the rules that the school do have. I believe that would be so, because the rate at which we are going with right, and everything becoming right, I don't want to throw anybody's right away, but we must also bear in mind that we have rules and regulations that bear every aspect of our lives.
The other question too is that, can anybody with dreadlocks enter the Ghana Armed Forces? Can you? Or Ghana Police? Or can you imagine you have a surgeon who wears these dreadlocks? Can you imagine the kind of contamination that will? You see, so religion aside, you must be disciplined. You understand? You must be disciplined, and I believe that we cannot be making, taking decisions for our children at this time. You understand? My father was a Methodist. When I finished University of Ghana, I decided to join the Church of Pentecost. What about that? You understand? So what it means is that let's allow the children to develop freely without any interference. It's about religion and other things are concerned. The most important thing is that let's give the child the required training now. And that is secondary education. So that I listened to the small boy. And he says he wants to be an engineer. You understand? He wants to be an engineer. Fine. What do you need? You need education. He said he wanted to do general science. If your dreadlocks will prevent you from doing the general science, that is what you want to achieve in the future. Why? Will you die if you take it off? You understand? But you wear it and you don't get access. So, my brother, yes, we have our, they say what we have all the, the freedoms, but then we must be responsible. It has a limitation. You understand? Your right, begins when, ends where someone's also. So, insofar as I decided to become a member of parliament, I cannot come here in shorts. I can't wear any hat, to this place. But I have the right to do it outside this place. But once you enter the presence of parliament, you need to go by the rules. And that is what, we need to do. Because you see, everybody talking about right these days. But we need to be responsible. Can you imagine tomorrow, somebody says, I'm Baha'i. So I also want to wear that small thing at the back. Another person says, I belong to the church of nakedness. I belong to the church of nakedness. So I'm coming to Achimota School. And I'll be naked. Walk around. I mean, it's religion. That is somebody's belief.
Thank you.
Can that work? Would that work for us? No. We are not in a banana state. There must be some discipline.